to an all-new lay at Omni. Allow me to lay it on you.
On Monday, May 6th, Riot Games, publisher of the most popular game in the world, League of Legends, had to deal with the walkout from its employees. This is not the company's first time in the spotlight for this sort of thing. Actually, in 2018, Kotaku published an article detailing a female employee's 3-year time at Riot Games in which she experienced blatant sexism. These experiences include, but are not limited to, being asked, "Is it tough working here with how cute you are?" by her direct manager, and her manager implying that she only had her position based off her looks. Yeah, that's kind of a yikes. She had also compiled a list of candidates for a leadership position, only to be told that all the women on the list wouldn't work for a variety of reasons. On an occasion, she presented an idea and was told it wasn't worth anything. Then, she told her male colleague to present the same idea, and the same people told him, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." So, just kind of proving just how sexist some of the company was internally at that time, which was only last year. Following this article, many former and some current Riot employees came out to speak against the sexism, both men and women alike. Some even went and filed class action lawsuits against the video game publisher. Riot has since forced at least one of these lawsuits into neutral arbitration publicly. Because of this, Riot employees have staged a walkout against a company because of the arbitration clauses in their contracts, as well as a lack of transparency in detailing initiatives designed to improve company culture. Those forced arbitration clauses allow Riot to prevent sexual harassment lawsuits filed against them. Basically, Riot has just set up a system where they are protected from any kind of backlash from their employees, which is not that good. I mean, you want to protect yourself, but at the same time, you want to give employees some kind of protection from themselves. So yeah. The company has put out a 30, 60, 90-day goal list where they outline what sort of changes they plan on making to the company. These goals include items such as updating the code of conduct, having anti-harassment training, holding value workshops for executive team leaders, analyzing pay and equity, and making changes to ensure fairness in the recruiting process. Now, while those changes do work towards changing hiring and promotion, which are issues that have come up in previous reports, they say nothing about what will be done about the attitude and the behaviors about the senior leaders of the company, which is a specific grievance that many have called for a change in the past. And while the walkout has encouraged a change in the company's contract for new employees, ridding them of some requirements for forced arbitration, the changes don't state anything for current and former employees pressing charges. It should be noted that while employees are walking out, they are not doing so because the company is a terrible place to work. Many writers have stated on Twitter that they are walking out because they want to improve the company that they work at. Most find it that it is their dream job aside from the issues of sexism, and are hoping that the walkout will cause senior management to change for the better. They want Riot to uphold the standards that they claim to have, and they want Riot to be a dream job for anyone, not just men. Riot has also been on blast for the topic of quote-unquote crunch culture. Earlier this year in February, they tweeted out a picture with the caption, "Me realizing I have to do 5 days of work in a 4-day work week." A number of the replies were people telling them to unionize or to basically stop crunch culture. For those of you who are unaware, crunch culture is just, basically when you're working too damn hard and your company is like, "Hey, good job, keep up with the good work, keep working hard," because that's what we want in a company. You're not supposed to be promoting a healthy work-life balance, not like, hey, work your ass off and that's what you should be doing. And yet another company that in recent times has been criticized for crunch culture and overworking employees is NetherRealm Studios, publisher of the Injustice and Mortal Kombat series of the games. Recently, former NRS employees have come out against the studio, saying that they were paid minimum wage, crammed in small box-like rooms, and practically forced to work overtime because of their wages. Many of the contractor workers were fresh out of the university and saw this as an opportunity to get their foot in the door. One anonymous source says, "It was the first time we were working on a AAA game. We all had hopes of getting hired full-time after our contract expired. None of them were hired in the end though. Leads in the company would tell them of openings in the near future and to keep working for it. Some employees even broke down because they just couldn't handle the stress of it all." And yeah, that's basically it. It sucks all around for gamers who want to pursue a career in gaming right now. I mean, let's be real. If you were a kid, right, you grew up on gaming, did you not grow up wishing that you could work at Nintendo? I know I did. So if you didn't, then you're weird. And I'm not. But anyway, crapping work conditions for a company sucks. It just hits a little closer to home when it's for the same companies you probably support directly by playing their games, But yeah, I do hope some changes come out of this. It's a peaceful protest and it's how things should get solved, so yeah. Anyway, speaking of protest and moving on to our next subject. If you guys didn't know, a US senator from Missouri proposed a bill to ban video game companies from selling loot boxes to children, citing predatory behavior. He's quoted saying, "Social media and video games prey on user addiction, siphoning our kids' attention from the real world and extracting profits from fostering compulsive habits." Basically saying that these games are just taking away time from kids and taking their money as well, and developing some bad habits at the same time. The bill proposes that all game designs that is created to force the consumer to purchase microtransactions be off limits to games targeted to children under 18. This includes but is not limited to loot boxes and pay-to-win strategies. Game studios could find themselves facing the Federal Trade Commission, aka the FTC, if it is found that they are knowingly allowing children to buy said things if the bill were to pass. According to the senator, regulators would utilize the already existing Children's Online Privacy Protection Act to determine whether the game targets children or not, saying, when a game is designed for kids, game developers shouldn't be allowed to monetize addiction. Last year, the Belgium Gaming Commission stated that loot boxes would be considered gambling, therefore be illegal. This essentially led to studios like Blizzard and EA to stop selling loot boxes on their games in those specific countries. On the other hand, countries like Germany and Australia, among others, determined the opposite, that loot boxes do not pertain to gambling. And that's basically all there is for that story. Now, okay, I've been saying this for years, guys, okay? I actually made a video back in 2017 talking about this very topic called gambling, gaming addiction, and waifus. I don't know why it took so long for people to finally intervene. I don't think Overwatch was the first loot box lottery type system of its kind, but it definitely popularized the idea by calling the items, loot boxes. But what really hit home for me was when I started playing freaking Fire Emblem Heroes, okay? If those of you who've been on this channel long enough know that that was a phase, okay? That was when I realized just how powerful this gacha vortex can be, I won't go into full details because like I said, it's all in that video, but I basically just say that these kind of games are 1000% exposing children to the concept of gambling, the concept of sunk costs, betting, basically rolling the dice. Like there's absolutely no difference. Like, of course, you can use artificial money to gamble, but when that artificial money requires time to get it, and when you work to get currency, you call that money. Artificial or not, the feelings of losing it is real, and the ability to repurchase with actual money is pretty messed up. Like, yeah, I get it. I know some of you are thinking, it's a choice. You're not being forced to do anything. You don't have to buy in-game currency. You also don't have to gamble all your family's savings away at a casino. Like, these people who end up as addicts don't have to be addicts, but the way that the system works, it plays into their mindset and they get overwhelmed and taken advantage of. In the case of adults, it kind of is what it is. You're a grown-ass man or woman making poor life decisions. That's just too bad. But for kids, there's no way they should be having to feel bad for not hitting the lottery at the age of 8, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like, I'm glad that the bill is passed because I'm hoping that means less money in some of these developers' pockets for creating an online casino and more time spent making quality video games that don't require 2 to 3 DLC patches in order to actually feel complete. You know what I mean? I get that video game companies need to make money, but I truly do feel they're just taking advantage of people when it comes to gacha vortex and loot boxes. Anyway, that's all I have for this episode of Lay It Omni. You've just been laid. Let me know what you guys think about the Riot situation and the loot box bill in the comments below. Moral of the story, don't take advantage of people, whether that be in the workforce or as a developer on a mobile phone. No advice for you guys today because I know you came into this video hydrated. I clearly don't have to say anything to you at this point. I already know you got the water in your hand right now. Actually, no. I lied, okay? After you're done with this video, if you haven't already, if you're not in bed, get up. You don't gotta power clean, but just straighten up your room, okay? Just throw some shit away that's lying around, you see it, got some stuff in there, it's dirty. Put it in a trash can, take it out the room, put all your dirty clothes that's on the floor and just put it in one pile, okay? Just push it all into one pile. I'm not telling you to wash it, just put it into the one pile, okay? And then for everything else, just put it where it needs to be, just really fast, okay? It'll take you no less than 10 minutes. What I suggest is you put on any Sonic OST as you do it and just speed clean, and in 10 minutes it'll be crazy clean and you'll feel so good that you decluttered, okay? All right, try it. I'm telling you, it works. I used to do this all the time. Anyway, I love you guys. Have an awesome day.